guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about covering cystic acne. Cystic acne is horrible. It is so painful. It's the absolute worst. And I have had it since I was, 15, 16 years old, going to high school or whatever. I didn't really get like cystic acne all over. I would usually just get breakouts in my T-zone area. So I have found some ways that I have learned to cover this kind of acne with makeup. I hope you enjoy today's video and I hope it's informative. And if you have any suggestions or any comments down below as to like what you guys do to combat it, I would love to hear those suggestions. So leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's get into the video. First step you're going to do is you're going to take your foundation. I'm just choosing the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation, and I'm actually going to apply it with my finger so that way it's a little more sanitary because I know I have zits on my face right now. I'm just going to take about that much. This foundation smells really good. And then I'll take whatever's left on my finger and I'm just going to start blotting that all over my face. And the reason you want to blot it onto your face instead of swiping is because it'll go on more natural and more full coverage over that zit when you do just pounce it, as opposed to swiping it across your face. I think this foundation looks so pretty on the skin. It just gives such a nice, even coverage to the skin without being too much or too cakey. So as you can see, that's evened out just kind of the base layer of my skin. The next step I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and I'm going to put it on all the places that I normally would. And then I'm going to take my spoolie and I'm just going to swatch it on my finger. And I'm not going to just go in with what's on my finger first. I'm going to go ahead and blend out all the other parts. And the reason I do that is because I find if I go ahead and put it on my zit, it kind of just depends on where it's at too. But when I put it directly on and then go in and do this and blend everywhere else out, I tend to blend out the coverage. I like to apply anything to my zits using my finger and not using a brush. And the reason for that is it tends to give you more coverage than you would think. For me, that is good enough. Mute out my eyelids there a little bit. So right there, we're looking pretty good. It's covered up most of it. It is still protruding, and like I said, with cystic acne, you can't really cover it up and make it look like it's not there. It'll always look like it's there, but there's things you can do to neutralize it and to make it not quite so noticeable, but it involves really caking up around that bad boy. So I'm just gonna go in with what was on my finger, slowly go around the base of the zit. I'm not gonna go directly on the zit, but I am gonna bounce around the zit. And what that is gonna do is you wanna start with the base of it, and you'll find that it neutralizes those red tones that come through. You could use a neutralizer if you wanted. Urban Decay makes a really good green redness neutralizer. However, I don't find like they actually work really well on my skin. I still feel like a lot of the redness will still peek through, and maybe I'm just not applying them the way that I should. Wet n Wild also has a really good neutralizer. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I do have a few little zits down here, so I'm just gonna pat the rest of this. So the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take any pressed powder or any loose setting powder that you have, and I'm just gonna go over my skin, the whole thing, just to set it all, including going over the zit. But once again, you wanna do stippling motions. You don't wanna go in and just swipe it on there because that's gonna take off all your coverage. So overall, you're looking pretty good. Then I'm gonna go in with the sponge that comes with this product. I am just gonna go right over the top, and you'll see that that makes it even more airbrushed. So overall, this is pretty much what you get. I don't feel like it's super as noticeable as it was before. You can definitely tell there's something there, but it is well hidden and it does have, you know, it matches the rest of my foundation, which is kind of what you want. You don't want it to be super pronounced because sometimes when you put makeup onto a cystic zit, it makes it look even worse because it's even more protruding. And I understand these things are the worst. They are so painful. They hurt so bad. They can get really big. You don't really want to touch them. You don't want to irritate them. And this is the method I have found that works the best for me personally, the one that I like to use the most, the one that makes me feel like at least it's something there to cover it up. But I think I'm gonna end this video here just because I am gonna go into my next video, which is going to be like a no makeup look. Okay guys, so I decided to go ahead and just throw on like the basic makeup. This is kind of my everyday kind of look. I don't really do any fancy looks when I get up or anything. So I decided to go ahead and throw on my face before filming my intro and my outro to this video. But as I was saying, I understand cystic acne can be very painful and it hurts to put stuff on or put pressure on them. So by all means, don't feel like you have to ever put makeup on it. This is just a method that I find that works for me, that works the best for me, that makes me feel more confident in my own skin. It's something that I've been doing ever since I got acne, which was like way back in high school. I don't get it very often, but when I do, it's always a cystic one and it is the worst. They hurt so bad. But overall, I feel like this method does at least calm down the redness. It kind of shades it. So if you're looking directly at me from across the room, I don't think you're gonna notice it like super pronounced or anything. You wanna make sure that you're not putting too much product on because when you put too much product on, it can actually make it look larger than it actually is. So that's why I find if I start at the base and then just kind of drag over the top of it, I find that's what works best for me personally. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel before you leave. Also, put down in the comments below what you'd like to see next, or if you want kind of like a part 2 to this, like how to combat acne, or if there's, you know, other methods or ways that you have found to treat cystic acne, go ahead and comment them down below. I'd love to read your suggestions, see what's up, see what the tea is. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!